Hi everyone, I'm bringing you today something fresh from the Creativation show. These are the new Mod Podge Ultra. This is the Mod Podge you know and love already, only it's in a spray-on form. It has the same water base that traditional Mod Podge has, so you get the same cleanup with just soap and water, but you get no brush strokes, which of course Mod Podge fans everywhere are going to stand up and cheer for that, right? Because we love our Mod Podge, but we hate our brush strokes. And it's non-tacky, so you won't have to worry about, after you've put multiple coats on, about it not getting quite dry where you get that stick when you kind of tack it. Especially here in Florida, that can be an issue for us in the humidity. So this dries perfectly solid and no tack. It's also an indoor-outdoor formula, so you can use it on your outdoor projects like stepping stones in the garden and flower pots for your porch decorations and things like that. And it's multi-surface, so you can use it on paper and clay pots and all of those things that you want to decoupage, wood, all of that. It's high adhesion. You wouldn't believe the things that this will hold. It's got enough stick that you can hold like mosaic tiles and things like that with it. It's self-leveling, so you don't have to worry about getting your surface uneven and having areas where you can visibly see that it's thicker than others and getting that weird wavy look. It's also scratch and water resistant, so you'll get a nice hard surface and you won't have to worry about getting dings in it. It's available, this is the 4-ounce one. It's also available in a really big 8-ounce one for larger projects. Just like regular Mod Podge, you've got matte finish and gloss finish. So depending on the project, you can choose which one is right for you. Today, I'm going to be using the gloss to play with. I'm going to show you the sample that I already worked up with the gloss. Let's get these out of the way. This is something I made a few minutes ago. And as you can see, it's already basically dry and no brush strokes. The only thing that you can see in the surface is the wood grain showing through and a few spots where the gloss is just a tiny bit thicker because of where it sprayed just a little bit thicker. So you've got a few highlights in the gloss, and that is it. It's a perfect finish for decoupage. There's no thick brush strokes, nothing. It's beautiful surface, and it was so easy and so fast to get this, and I didn't have to worry about my tissue tearing because of the Mod Podge going on too thick. It goes on super thin, the perfect weight for my tissue. So how do we get this to work this way? How you start is, here's my gloss. You have to shake it for 15 seconds, super hard. And I've got my, it's very important, especially with the matte, to shake it, especially. Not as much with the gloss, but you do need to still shake it for the 15 seconds. This one was already shook a few minutes ago, but I'm going to shake it up again just to be safe. Now, you want to test it on a surface. I don't want to do it on my work surface, so I'm just going to use a paper towel. And it's spraying perfectly, no globs. So we can get to work. And what I have that we're going to be working with is a wooden bracelet that I'm going to start decoupaging here. And this surface has been sanded nicely and then prepped with, my bottle's trying to get away from me there. This is Folk Art Multi-Surface with a satin finish. And then I buffed the the surface after with steel wool after I did the paint, a couple coats of the paint, to make sure I had a nice good coverage. So now we are ready to play with some Mod Podge on it and some tissue. So this the spray-on Mod Podge is a great solution for these surfaces like a bracelet that are not flat, and so getting coverage on them requires a little bit of gymnastics with a paintbrush. But with the spray, you can just spray away until you've got coverage. You should be able to see the reflection where I've got the spray. And now I'm just going to start laying on my tissue. And I don't care if there are crinkles. And then when I get a piece how I like it, I'm just going to tear off the rest. And there we go. Then I'm going to go over the top. And I will probably razor that edge off when I am done. Whoever said Mod Podge was not, or decoupage was not messy. But there, I've worked that right around that nice curve, and I didn't have to juggle thick layers or anything. And now I can turn it and then just keep going with another piece. And go over the top of that. And this one I am going to make smaller. That is a nice thing about doing a piece of decoupage like this, is that there is no right or wrong. You just put it however it looks nice to you. Let's see, I want that to go right there. We are just gonna slide it. And I want to put a little bit more under there. Pull that piece off. And I'll razor that off when I'm done. Get that nice clean edge. And we can just keep going and going. I think I want another piece of tissue. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see, how about some yellow? So we're gonna take this here and just tear it. And then do that. And I'm gonna tear this piece off right here because I want to make sure this gets on there later because I love that little Paris thing. But we're gonna put this on now. All right, just spray some more. And then I can drop that right on there. And work that paper right around. And spray on top. And I can pull that off. Pull that off down there. The reason I painted this is because I knew I probably wouldn't entirely cover it, which is exactly what is happening. So now I've got the white surface to show through. So that's where we're at the moment. All of the coverage. That one up there. There we go. That's a better edge. Probably want to do that there too. And now I can just keep going. Let's see. I've got another piece of yellow I can use. So let's do that. Whew. My fingers are starting to stick together. See, I told you this thing could stick to anything. It's sticking to my fingers. And now we've got this last piece of green here. And I am going to cut this off right here because I want to make room for that postmark. Pull that off. And put that there. You really can push this around with your fingers quite a bit. Pull that little white stuff off because there's no point in putting white decoupage paper on top of white paint. Might as well just get rid of that background there. And now I have a spot that should be just the right size to put my little postmark that I love in. Oops, sorry about that, guys. This should fit very nicely right in here. There we go. Pull off a few little pieces that aren't needed there as it goes down. Luckily, these fingers that are so full of it right now will just come clean with soap and water. And there we go. I have, in just those couple minutes, covered this whole thing with the Mod Podge and tissue paper. Now, once this first layer is done, I will probably go back and cover the whole thing, including the inside, with spray. And that will finish my bracelet. It's a super easy project that anyone can make in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching this project with new Mod Podge Ultra.